Okay, thank you. And good afternoon. Yeah, please say good afternoon. I hope all of had your lunch, right? Okay. And myself, Dr. Sanjay, Mavinkere Rangappa. You can call me shortly Sanjay. Here, I'm a senior research scientist and also associate professor and also advisor within the Office of President for University Promotion and Development towards International Goals. It's very big, okay? And I belong to Natural Composites Research Group Lab, TGGS, at King Makur's University of Technology, North Bangkok. Okay, before my presentation, I would like to thank Associate Professor Malinee ma'am and Director of Academic Enhancement Department, Ms. Tatima, and staff members of Academic Enhancement Department. And thanks to you all for participating in this seminar. And my topic, it's not a presentation. I would like to make it as an interaction session. My topic is how to write and publish a scientific paper. So, before giving my presentation, I would like to ask a question for you all. What is scientific paper? What is scientific paper? Anything, you can just tell me anything, no problem. Yes. Yeah, please. Okay, communication with like other scientific researchers. That's nice answer. Then anything? Any answer? Please tell me something. I hope all are lecturers, right? I think you are student, right? Yeah, I think all are lecturers. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Please tell me something, at least something, one word is enough. Otherwise, everything Professor Malinee should be. Okay, it's not my opinion, like in scientific paper is a collection of data which is written by a researcher to contribute to the field of research. That is called scientific paper. Okay, even paper or book chapter, book, everything, it's a collecting the data, or it's a collection of research. I'm correct? Hope I am correct, right? Yeah, please. Okay.
Our audience is a little bit sleepy.
Oh. Okay, this is about my publication. Not publication, it's my experience and journey about my research. Currently, I'm having around 45 books and 5 books about to come. And number of book chapters, like 80, around 80 I'm having. And number of Scopus Index publication is around 440. Among 440, 50 are review papers. Please, even review papers also a scientific papers, because we are giving the literature to the other researchers by the way of review paper. And my Scopus H index is around 67 and Google Scholar H index is around 75. And I have written 12 editorial corner. And also, number of citation in Google Scholar is around 21,500 plus. And I'm having most cited articles, around 25 in different journals. That's why my citations are that much is because of most cited articles. And around that 25 articles, I have reached almost 500,000 citations. within a 5 years. And I'm a reviewer for 190 plus journals. So my question is, how many of you are reviewer for some journals? Please raise your hands. That's good. Yeah, you are managing editor, I know. Well, anybody else? Okay, how many of you are having papers? Raise your hands. Anybody? Anybody? Just raise your hands. That's good. Next. How many of you are having journal papers? Okay, maybe this session will be a platform for you all to prepare for your research as well as for prepare for your paper. And also I'm editor-in-chief, associate editor, editorial member for 11 journals. So this is my experience. And now I'm having another question for you all. How many of you know about Google Scholar? Please raise your hands. How many of you know about Scopus? ResearchGate.
มีท่านอาจารย์ไหนท่านไหนที่รู้จัก Google Scholar บ้างไหมคะ โอเค
That's good. That's good.
Scopus อะคะโอเค
Scopus.
เยี่ยมเลย แล้วก็ ResearchGate เนาะ
I hope all are researchers, right? Then first, today, now itself, please create your Google Scholar, now itself. It's a training session now, hands-on experience. Start to create your Google Scholar. As well, start to create an account for Scopus also. Because it will be useful for you as well as for our university. Is it right, Professor?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you. And now I will teach you all how to create Google Scholar account. May I know what is Google Scholar now? You have an account, right? You said? Then what is Google Scholar? Searching for a research paper. Yes, absolutely. Correct answer. It's good. Any other answer from anyone? It's a great answer. Good. So, in generally, the Google Scholar is a freely accessible database for a text or metadata. Even we can search for the papers. Even you can know about other researchers. Like, suppose she's A or she's B. We don't know about them before, right? Like me is a C. You all don't know about me, right? How can you know about researchers? You can search for their Google Scholar or Scopus because it's a freely accessible to anyone. One, suppose, I forget your name. Sati, okay. Professor Malinee having Google Scholar account. Before presentation, you can search for her Google Scholar for how many papers she is having, how many citations she is having, how many H index, height and index. We can know about these things by their Google Scholar account as well as from Scopus account. Is it right? Okay. Are you interested to create your account? Google Scholar account and Scopus account? Not interested? Please, not interested or interested? Shall we do, Professor? Slow. Actually, I'm speaking very slowly. Usually I will not speak like this. It's very fast, but I'm speaking very slowly. So, can I do now or what shall I do? Okay, please join with me, okay? I think you are all having mobile, right? That's enough. We can create with your mobile. No need of laptop also. Okay? Even though if you don't have your papers, no need. Just create an account with your official email address. Which means all of you from KMTMB, right? I hope I know well. University is giving the official email for all, right? Use that official email to create your Google Scholar as well as your Scopus account. Okay? You are too fast. Okay, just open your text like Google Scholar, search like Google Scholar. Otherwise, in text box, you can text like create a Google Scholar. Just open it, please. Sir, Malinee, ma'am, can you? Oh, this is great. No, first we can create new one because most of them don't have the account, right? Okay, now in between, I want to ask question. Like even KMUTNB or ranking institutes like QS, THE, all are asking about publish, either in Scopus or SEA, right? Then what is Scopus? What is Scopus? I think even Professor Malinee also will force to all, like, please create your Scopus account or Google account. It will be helpful for our university for ranking and other things, right? Then what is Scopus? Why that university ranking agencies or force us to go with like Scopus or Go Scholar? Anybody? Can you answer for this? I think students can answer. I hope. What is Scopus? I hope even for your masters also, your professor will ask to you like, please publish with Scopus, please publish. Is it right? Yes. Then what is Scopus?
For citations and abstracts, and it is highly ranked.
Perfect answer. Absolutely correct. Scopus is an abstract or citation database launched by the academic publisher like elsewhere. I think in 2004 itself, they launched this database. In this database, we can assess each researcher's database as well as text, as well as journal bibliographies, even books, book chapters, which is indexed in Scopus as well as in Google Scholar. Those things we can assess in Scopus. And why this much of scope for Scopus? Why? Is there no any other agencies? Why only Scopus? Something is there, right? Absolutely right. Why? Why? Because Scopus will control the quality of journals, as well as the Scopus will control the quality of papers. Suppose if your paper published with Scopus, that means your work and paper having some quality. If quality is not there, definitely you cannot publish with Scopus index journals. And novelty should be there. If you want to publish with Scopus or SEA, the main thing is quality of research, quality of writing. that only your paper can publish with Scopus. That's why the universities and other agencies like university related agencies, even project-based agencies, if you want to get projects, definitely you need something like publications, either in Scopus or SEI. Even after finishing your projects also, universities and government agencies will ask us to publish in Scopus or SEI index journal. That means that much credibility is there for Scopus and SEI. Is it right? I hope no one is sleeping, right? Huh? Okay, starts, Professor.
Just to share the significance of the Scopus for us as a lecturer, and in this seminar we have the goals, the common goals to get the promotion to the assistant professorship, association professorship, and professor. And based on our GPO regulation that we when we want to submit our professorship, we in science and engineering, we have to publish in the Scopus or in SCI or SCIE to get our promotion. But for the social side, you still can have an option to publish in Scopus or in journals. I mean, let's say, for example, like TCI. Even now, it's update in GPO that TCI is not included, but at least you must have published in the journal with at least 3 reviewers who are from different university. For example, one of the journal from AED, our กองส่งเสริมวิชาการ we also now have 3 reviewers that fit to the GPO regulation for your promotion. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Actually, I'm in second slide. Please think, I'm in just second slide. I'm having 46 slides. Okay. Okay. That's why you should interact fastly. Then we can move from one to second to third. Okay. And from the Professor Malinee's thought, I want to ask another question. As academicians, what are the advantages for researchers by publishing papers or publishing a paper? Already she answered. So my question is simple. What are the advantages for a researcher by publishing papers? You are all attending the seminar from morning to evening regarding about book chapter, book and paper, scientific papers, right? Then what is the benefit? Why you are attending? Just one word's also fine. Anything. Just I need an answer from your side. Speak, open your mouth. I'm sorry, no, I'm not in that slide, in second slide only. Yeah, please. I hope first thing is career advancement, correct? She told for a promotion, you need a paper. That means career advancement. Rather than career advancement, then like professional development. Is it correct? Professional development. And professional recognition also you will get once after publishing research work. Then anything. If you publish a paper, definitely you can get some opportunity to connect with others. Suppose I'm working in a composite field. After publishing some papers related to the specific field, the people who are working in the same field, they try to connect us. Or otherwise, the reverse, if suppose some people are publishing in this things means, I'm also happy to connect with them. That means it's an opportunity for collaboration. Okay. But most of the academicians publishing paper is just my opinion, don't take seriously, for professional development, in terms of promotion. But don't think like that. The research is a passion. If you do the research in interest and with your passion, definitely you will get very good recognition. That's why after publishing this kind of publication like 75, 2012, I got this recognition from worldwide. Like listed in top 100 scientists in Thailand by AD Scientific Index. I'm the second best scientist in mechanical engineering. And I got a recognition by Stanford University list in top 2% most cited scientists in career and single year citation impact 22. And even 21, 20, 2019, that means from 2019 to 2022, I'm in the list of top 2%. As well, I'm in the list of top 1% also. So, and also I got a recognition from university as an outstanding young researcher and outstanding researcher award from KMUTNB. So I thankful to KMUTNB. So, among my 440 publication, this one is my most cited article in the Journal of Cleaner Production. It has cited 1,118 times. And I was published this paper in 2018 for my PhD work. My PhD work is on aerospace materials with autoclave technology. So based on that, I have written a review paper. In 2018, I published this paper. Still, this paper is the most cited paper in the journal. And I already told these things because of Malinee ma'am said about promotion and all things. I said already, like the success of research is measured from the outputs like PhD and master degrees. Suppose if I am a good lecturer or good teacher or good researcher, of course, we have to produce good master students as well as good quality PhD students, PhD scholars and postdoctors. That is also one of the successful output in research. See, one thing, whatever I'm speaking, just it's my own experience and just an opinion, nothing else, okay? And we have to innovate some products, software, process. Definitely, if you are good in research, you will get some awards from university as well as from worldwide, from various agencies. Even getting project itself is an award for a researcher. And then training programs like this. If your research is very, very good, then you can go for patent also. As of now, I'm having 13 patents with 5 Indian patents, 6 UK design patents, 1 US patent, and 2 Thai patents also. And intellectual properties, scholarly publication, and those things I already done. Okay. So now, where to publish a scientific paper? Correct? Like I'm already discussing about Scopus and SCI, which means actually, usually we will categorize into 2 types, 2 levels. One is indexing and non-indexing journals. Indexing journals means the journals which is indexed in Scopus or Web of Science. Non-indexing is the journals which are not or still not indexed in these 2 agencies. That is non-indexed journals. As well as, okay, in the bachelor students or master students, if they are facing some issues to publish a paper in indexed journals, no need to go with the higher level journals. You go with basics. present your paper in a conference, publish in proceedings. That's basic level. Next, you can move to non-indexing journals. We are also having, university also having journal ACP. That is a Scopus indexed and Professor Q2, right? Quartile? It's a Q2 journal. So you can try with our own journals. Why not with others? If your paper quality is, I'm not criticizing, just I'm giving opinion. Suppose if you are facing issues, you go with first conference. You will get some experience. Later, you can publish your paper with proceedings. Then go with non-indexing. If you learn this experience, of course, you are eligible to do with indexing journals. Is it right?
I will have some sharing some brief information. Like for now, based on GoPO for promotion, we can still use proceeding for submit assistant professorship or ผส.ค่ะ but for the รส level or association professorship we cannot use proceeding anymore. So for science and engineering field, so we better go with Scopus.
Yeah, this slide is on what is an index journal. I said already, like, what is indexing and what is Scopus and other things I already discussed. Like a journal is indexed when it is bibliographic and citation information is included by citation data supplier like Scopus or Web of Science. And for research university like KMUTNB and other universities, the citation data supplier is Scopus or Web of Science. Is it correct, right, Professor? It's for rankings also.
Yes, right. And one information to add here. I think many lecturer and students still have confused between Scopus and SciMago, right? Anyone knows about SciMago? SCIMAGO, SciMago and Scopus. They SciMago กับ Scopus เป็นคนละบริษัทกันนะคะ ซึ่งเราไม่สามารถใช้ข้อมูลจาก SciMago เนี่ยมาใช้อ้างอิงในการขอตำแหน่งทางวิชาการได้นะคะ คือเขาเป็นบริษัทเอกชนกันคนละบริษัทเลย ซึ่งโมเดลคือ SciMago เนี่ยเขาซื้อข้อมูลจาก Scopus ไปทำ database ของเขาเองแล้วก็จัดควอไทล์ของเขาเอง ซึ่งเวลาท่านอาจารย์ขอตำแหน่งทางวิชาการนะคะให้ใช้ข้อมูลจาก Scopus เท่านั้น เพราะว่าบาง journal ที่ปรากฏอยู่ใน SciMago เนี่ยเขาอาจจะไม่อยู่ใน Scopus ก็ได้หรือว่าควอไทล์ใน SciMago เนี่ยก็อาจจะไม่ตรงกับ Scopus ได้เหมือนกันค่ะ
Okay, thank you, Professor. And why we need to publish a paper in index journals? Answer is in slides. Correct? Suppose you have submitted the journal and fine, your luck is good and your research is good, means it is published, right? If it is published, then what is the advantage or what is the benefit? It means like better visibility. You will get better visibility for your research work and higher credibility to you as well as your research. And good incentive. This is main. Good incentive. I hope after publishing your paper, you will get some incentive, right? In the terms of money or a recognition from your university. That is also like a kind of incentive. Also, promotion. Absolutely right. If you published, like for lecturer to assistant professor, in my knowledge in KMUTNB, we need 2 papers, 2 or 3 papers. Which means, after publishing, you will be promoted as a lecturer to assistant professor or assistant professor to associate professor or associate professor to professor. Which means it's a big incentive for us, right? Like salary from 40 to 60, 60 to 1 lakh, which means it's a big incentive. Then, suppose our bad luck, rejected, then what? Suppose it's rejected. Don't feel bad. Take it as a positive. It's like valuable experience with free, useful reviews. Suppose your paper rejected at initial stage. That is different. Suppose your paper moved to review and reviewed by reviewers, rejected with some comments from reviewers or editors, it will be very useful for your research. Then, if your paper is of high quality but submitted to the non-ISI journal, you have wasted a rare chance. I said no. First, we should decide our quality. No one should decide our quality. First, we should decide our quality, whether it is acceptable in Scopus or XCI journals. Some chances is there sometimes. Submit with good journals. If it moves to review, you are able to answer the reviewer questions. And sometimes you will get the acceptance also. Rejection is different. Getting acceptance is a chance. So first, we go with indexed journals and try to answer the reviewer questions. Suppose you are unable to answer the questions, no problem. It will be an experience for you itself.
So I want to share a brief information here too that as Sanjay mentioned about ISI database, actually ISI now is changed to SCI or SCIE. ISI is the previous term for SCI and SCIE now.
Yeah, and this is very important. 6 things to do before writing your manuscript. First one is think about why you want to publish your work and whether it is publishable. As I said already, first we have to think about the quality of a paper, whether it is published or not. Suppose your quality is good, then first search for the good journals. After preparing your paper, think about this paper is suitable for which journal. Once getting this information, then try to fit your paper for the journal. Next, decide what type of manuscript to write. This is also very important point. Before doing your research, you can think about whether I should write review paper first or should we go with research paper. Suppose if you write a research paper, you will get big experience to do your research as well as it will be a future work for your research works. So next is choose the target journal. I said no. First we have to choose a journal. Which journal is suitable for our current research? Before, like suppose for an example, my research is on composites. So we have to aware about what are the journals which are related to my specific field. What their expectation also, we have to think first. How to get this knowledge? Try to go with their journals and try to read their recent publications. Then you will get this information from the journals. Next, pay the attention to the journal requirements in the guide of authors. I will talk these things later on. And pay attention to the structure of paper and understand publication ethics to avoid violations. Very, very important thing. Please don't copy from anyone. Okay, that is not an ethics. If you are ethical and professional, you should write your own article published in a journal. That is the ethics. Okay. Yeah, and I discussed already these things. Before starting to write, you should consider these things. That means, what are the contents we need to produce in our paper? For this, after doing your research, that experimentation or simulation, anything, you make a draft based on your research. What are the contents you want to write in your paper? In that, you just consider these 5 questions in your mind. What is the message of the paper? What is the message of the paper means? Which means, what kind of your paper? What is the knowledge gap? What you want to write? What is the novelty? What is the objective? What is the aim? These things you should think before writing the paper. If you eligible to do this, then it's easy to write your complete paper. Next, what was the mystery that you wanted to answer at the start? Which means, what is the knowledge gap, as well as what is the new in your research? You should write these things at first. And then, what is the new result or contribution that you want to describe regarding about your research with previous research? Suppose if I am doing something, it should be new. Otherwise, it should be some changes with the previous researchers. That point we should write in a paper. That is the novelty. That is the new things. That is the objective. And then, what do you want to convince people of? That means we have to convince so many people, even after submitting the paper, like editor-in-chief, managing editor, like Associate Professor Malinee. She's sleeping, I think. Next, 2-3 reviewers, even some reviewers will send to 5-6 reviewers also. And after that, getting reviewer comments, we have to discuss with our own team or discuss with others to solve these things. That means it's a convincing. Then, what first got you excited about this area of research? That means, why you select your research? Suppose professor is working on some field. In that field itself, so many people will work. I'm working on fiber composites. I think lakh people are working in the same field. But in that, what is new in my work? What is the contribution of mine in that field, to the field? That is very important. So, these 5 things are very, very important to write your paper as well as submission of paper also. And these are the things prior to writing. That means, once you start to write, you should keep these points in your mind. It is important to establish that the topic of the manuscript is likely to be consistent with the aim and scope of the journal. Which means, if you write something, the aim and scope of your research as well as your topic should be related to the which you are going to submit to the journal. That is very, very important. Suppose if your aim and objective is not fit to the journal, definitely without going to any review, they will reject. That might be loss of your time and energy. So, next, go through several recent issues published by that specific journal. As I said, before publishing your paper, first you go with the journal recent publications, as well as their most cited articles, as well as their most downloaded articles. Then you can get an idea, like what I want to write in the paper. I will tell you the example. We are having different journals like fibers and polymers, polymer composites, even Journal of Industrial Textiles. My field of research is fit for all journals. But if you want to publish with polymer composites, the aim and objective should be different. That means your writing skill is important. How much your research is important, that much writing also important. Then you should go to the journal's author's guidelines before submitting your paper. Suppose if you are not format properly, they will reject. Because they will get
Sanjay,
n number of papers.
May I interrupt a little bit because I want to have you to share your tips. For example, ท่านอาจารย์ท่านไหนพอจะยกตัวอย่างฟิลงานของท่านอาจารย์ที่อยากจะลองหาให้ซันเจเขาแสดงให้ดูว่าจะหาเจอ journal อะไรที่เข้ากับทีมงานของอาจารย์ได้บ้างคะยกตัวอย่างเช่นของแม็กเนี่ยก็จะเป็นพวก renewable energy อย่างเงี้ยค่ะท่านอาจารย์ท่านไหนอยากจะให้ซันเจเขาสาธิตให้ดูบ้างไหมคะมีสักฟิลไหม
Business management.
Human resource management. So can you help us to share how we can find the suitable journal to publish
Okay, first
in this
thing,
field?
I want to admit myself. I'm not a professional speaker about this subject. One thing, I'm just a researcher. One thing. Just I want to answer first this question, and definitely I will take your question also. Of course, the structure of paper is same for all subjects. I'm working on materials and mechanical. Same thing, it's for automobile, same thing like for, maybe structure will changes. So that's why I cannot tell this is the actual structure of the paper because I don't have the other experience. I'm just sharing my own experience and my own knowledge. So for that kind of things, my suggestion to you, you can download some papers from highly indexed journals, which is related to your subject. Then you will get some idea, right? Anything?
I want to add up here to like, for example,
I know
like,
I'm not
no,
able
we
to answer.
can be like sharing as a friend together here. Like human resource and management thing. Maybe as Sanjay just mentioned that you can download the paper that published already, and then I think you even it's the paper that published in high impact journal, but then in that paper they will have many reference, right? And then you can check out the list of reference of that paper, like which journal that this paper used as a reference. So maybe you can get several names of the journal that related to the paper in your fields. That is one way that I personally use for myself. And the second way, we can go to the database like Scopus or like even Inside Direct to search the paper by using our keywords. And then we can find the list of the journal that published the paper that related to our work. So.
Okay, I can add some words to you. Can I know your field of research, like some specific title? Can you tell me? Leadership. Okay. Do you have any literature on that one? Some papers. Like even one paper is enough. I will tell you now how to do. You just download one paper, read that paper and structure of that paper. Download all the references which are used in that paper. You will get like one paper you can download, you will get 20 papers. Because more than 20-30 papers are referred in that paper, no? Is it correct? Otherwise, you can download 3-4 important papers which are related to your subject in that paper. First thing, most important paper you should download. Then you can download 3-4 papers which are related to that paper and connected to your topic. You will get whole literature as well as structure of the paper. It's a reverse engineering. What I'm telling is a reverse engineering. Okay, just an idea. Yes, please, ma'am. You. Oh, that's kind. Thank you, Professor. Yeah, please. Okay. Like you can download previous 3 years papers. Yes, that's fine. Yes. If it is more than 3 years also, it's old. Suppose if you are not getting papers in these 3 years, try to go with another 2 years. It's like that, shifting. Yes.
I support Sanjay for this point because as we are editors of many journal right now, we in our communities, editor community say our buzzword is 3 recent years. 3 recent years. So that is the important one.
Okay. And now I'm moving to structure and function of article. What to write? This structure is for related to materials and composites, mechanical engineering, automobile engineering. Those kind of researchers, they can follow this structure. Okay. Common structures are abstract. Sorry. First thing is title. Title is common for all researchers. Next is abstract. That also common for all interdisciplinary researchers. Then third one is introduction. Leave other things, then conclusion. Then reference. These 5 are common, right? Common for all researchers. So now I start to discuss about how to write abstract, how to write title, how to write introduction. If you are not interested in materials and methods, then I will move to conclusion and references. These things are common. Out of the 6 are common, like results and discussions also common for all. Okay. Okay. Standard scientific research papers components. I said already the introduction, methods, results and answers, and discussion. We are calling as IMRAD structure. Okay. The most important thing in a paper, like in a scientific paper, title. If you write a good title, 20% you are successful. Another 30% it's on your abstract. Remaining is 50%, I'm telling. Because Professor Malinee madam is a associate editor and editor of journals. Once she receiving paper, she cannot read all the papers. It's difficult for anyone. How she can decide? Just I'm telling, okay. First, okay, I will leave your name. I will take my name. Okay. Suppose if I am receiving some papers from an author, from a journal to the journal, I will first go through the title. If the title attracts, or if the title having something novelty or something new and something different than previous, then okay, paper is okay, we can check the abstract like that. Then we will go through the abstract. In the abstract, we have to present main things related to your work. Like, what is the novelty? I said no. What is the objective, aim, main resultant discussion? What is the knowledge gap? What is the important in your study? These things we have to present in the abstract. If all things is there in your abstract, then we can decide, okay, paper is okay, like that. Then we will go through once, like, these are the things, okay, then we can decide to move that paper for reviewers. Then we can invite reviewers. Based on the reviewers' comments, then we can read again that paper whether it is suitable or not for the journal. So that's why the most important is title and abstract, as well as sometimes conclusion. Nowadays, most of the journals are asking for graphical abstract also, and highlights for your research. 3-4 highlights or 4-5 highlights for your research, and also graphical abstract. Reading is very difficult for the people now. So, seeing figure is very easy. We can understand the figure easily than the reading the whole things. That's why, okay. Next, the title. One thing, the title should be short. It should not be more than 12 words. If it is short, with concise and meaningfully, it's very good. It's easy to understand. If it is very long, like something writing, adding everything in the title, it's not good. Like a 20 words, 30 words, it will be like abstract. So, try to write a title within 10 to 12 words. Then, don't use any abbreviations in title. Suppose my name is Sanjay Mavinkere Rangappa, you can call me SMR. Don't use SMR in title. You should write complete name. Don't use abbreviations in a title. And even many journals require running titles also, like short titles. Even though if you are having 10-12 words title, they will ask for 4-5 words, like some characters, 50 characters, 60 characters titles also will ask
Sanjay,
for a
can
running
you
title.
give some example of running title? Because I believe that many of us don't familiar with that.
Running title. Actually, I thought to do hand-on experience.
ท่านไหนมีประสบการณ์กับคำว่า running title บ้างไหมคะ
I will do.
running title ค่ะ RUNNING ค่ะเดี๋ยวระหว่างที่ซันเจเขา
Okay,
หา
I will do something. We have something, no? Okay. Here is something is there. That's enough. Now, I want to write a title on electrical power and energy engineering. They are having a abbreviation EPE. Don't use EPE in your title. Okay. Then the title is communications software engineering for electrical power and energy engineering. That is the title. Okay. We need that may be like 10 to 12 words. We need it in a short title, running title. Then what is important in that title? Electrical power and energy engineering. That is enough running title.
can say some journal when we submit our manuscript, we definitely must have the title of our paper, right? And mostly the length should be like no more than 150 words or like 100 words. But running title, some journal will ask us to give the running title as an alternative title for and it will be different title to our actual title, and it's limit like 60 or 70 alphabet. Okay, so that is the meaning of running title. ก็คือ running title มันจะเป็นชื่อสั้นๆแค่70-80 ตัวอักษรนะคะแต่ถ้าเกิดเป็นชื่อ title เต็มๆเนี่ยเราจะยาวประมาณ 1-2 บรรทัดใช่ไหมคะอาจารย์เวลาเราส่ง PP ใช่อ่าน
Okay. Actually, this is the review title for a paper. My paper, Lignocellulosic Fiber Reinforced Composites. I have covered in this paper like progress of this topic, performance, properties, application, and future perspectives. That's the title. Then think about the short title for this title. Remove all things. Then lignocellulosic fiber reinforced composites. That is enough for a running title. In the title, I'm covering all the aspects. But in the short title, no need to cover all the aspects. Yes. Anything, Prof?
Say like future perspective of litho-cellulose fiber reinforced composite.
That is fine.
That is the example of running title.
Yes. Okay, now. Okay, now I want to discuss about the second component in a paper, third component. Sorry, second component after title, the abstract. I said no before, like abstract also very important component in a structure of paper. Abstract, what is abstract? An abstract is a shortened version of a paper. It means it's a mirror. I can tell it's a mirror of your paper. You have to discuss the whole paper structure in a abstract. So most of the researchers, even myself, I will write an abstract after finishing all the things. Otherwise, I will make some keywords initially. This one aim, this one objective, this one things like that. But I will finish an abstract after finishing all the things. So, these four things are very important in abstract. First one is what the objectives of the study were. What is the objective of your study? First, you have to write about this in an abstract. That's very important. Objective or aim or about knowledge gap or about background of your study. You can write it here based on the journals. Some journals will ask to us write a abstract within this characters or this much of words. Some limitations is there in some journals, but not all. If there is no restriction, you can write briefly your abstract. If restriction is there, then write your abstract in very carefully and concisely. I will show my two papers. One is having restriction about the words in abstract from journal. Another one is there is no restriction like that. I will give an example. So next one is how the study was done. That is also important, right? How? Like you just take the keywords like here, what, how, what results, and significance. If you cover these things in your abstract, you will get a high chance to go for a review process. If your abstract and title is not good, means the managing editor or editor-in-chiefs or associate editors will not move that paper to next round. They will reject in the desk itself. So what results were obtained and the significance of the results. These four things also is common for all research things. Almost same. Aim, objective, significance, these things are common. Novelty, you can write even novelty, what is new. If no one has done, you can mention with your very strongly, I done this work first, like that. If you are having confidence. Otherwise, no need to write, no need to climb. You go with normally. Okay?
Sorry, I just want to share the tips in abstract. First of the thing that I have to say, I am just one editor of several journals, and each editor personally we have different expectation. For me, for the abstract, what I want to say is the highlight result of the paper. Highlight result of the paper. And I can tell you now that every day in 1 year, I am the editor of almost 1,000 paper. This means I reject a lot of paper every day. So the way to reduce my working time is I check the checklist of myself, like in abstract. If I cannot see this, I reject it. And I believe many of my friends who also are editor saying the same thing to me, that what we expect. One of the things that abstract need to see is quantitative highlight data when you manuscript in the field of science and engineering ภาษาไทยนะคะคือใน abstract เนี่ยเราจะคาดหวังว่าจะต้องถ้างานอาจารย์เป็นทางวิทยาศาสตร์และ engineering นะคะคาดหวังว่าจะต้องเห็น highlight result ที่เป็นตัวเลขค่ะจะ reject ทันทีถ้าอาจารย์แค่บอกว่าพารามิเตอร์นี้มีผลเพิ่ม yield มีผลลดมีความแตกต่างแต่ไม่บอกตัวเลขให้ชัดเจนอันเนี้ยส่วนตัวเองแล้วก็เพื่อนหลายๆคนที่เป็นวิเตอร์ก็จะ reject ทิ้งแล้วก็ไม่อ่านเลยค่ะมันก็เลยอยากจะแชร์ไว้
Okay, thank you, Professor. See, here in this paper, I have written in very concisely because of there's a limit of words from the journal. That's why I written very shortly and also covered aim, objective, significance, background in a concise manner. Okay, see another paper. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a very big abstract because there is no limitation from journal. So I can write more words and I can write very strongly. In other paper, it's a very concise and short. In here, very brief abstract. It's based on and related to the journals. Okay. Okay, I said these things I covered already. Okay, next we move to introduction after abstract. First thing, here also we have to cover objective and scientific interest in a very brief manner. In abstract, shortly, but in introduction, you can cover broadly. If suppose in abstract, if you cover with one sentence, in our introduction, you can cover and support to the abstract meaning with 8-10 sentences. Then, this section is specially for literature. Literature also very important. If you are very strong in literature, then your research is good. So, choosing literature means choosing papers which are related to your work or topic is also very important. Suppose I'm writing a paper, already B, C are published in that work, related to that work, means we have to read about B and C and we have to give the credit for them also, because I am taking some knowledge or some idea or some methodology from them. That means literature. And one more thing, if you write something in introduction or some statement, generally it should be cited with other people. Because anything if you write in a paper, and suppose in an introduction part, it will be like a literature. Apart from objective, novelty, those things. That's also main thing. And usually the last sentences in introduction should be objective and hypothesis for the next part, like materials and methods is there. Those things, it should be like a step. That is last sentences of the introduction. And in introduction, these things need to put in your mind. Please put citation of recently published paper. I said no already. And use less technical words. And then simply story which attract readers towards your findings about your research. You have to build a story because suppose my research is related to Professor Malinee's paper. I cannot write full paper in my paper. So I want to make a story like in a 1 or 2 sentence. Like Professor Malinee madam is working on biomaterials means she said something about related to my work means I want to concise, I want to write whole topic within 2-3 sentences. We have to make a story about that paper. And next, restructure published paper in your own word in 1 or 2 sentences. That things are already covered. Do not write anything which conflicts with your research work. Suppose, sometimes we can claim it is a very novel, new. You should be very confident. If you are confident, then only write these things. Otherwise, please don't write such conflict of things in your paper. Suppose I am doing his work, which means I cannot claim it's my work. It's a development of previous work. It's like that.
Just shortly to add up here, I agree with Sanjay that in introduction, especially the last paragraph, you need to explain the objective and novelty and significance of your work in the last paragraph of introduction. And as the editor and reviewer like me, this is the second point that I will not waste the time and reject the paper if I did not see the qualify enough of the last paragraph of introduction.
I will skip some slides because most of them are not related to my subject. So I will move to conclusion. What is conclusion? For anything, we have to conclude something, right? After my presentation also, someone will conclude this is something like that, no? What is conclusion? The conclusion should reflect abstract title as well as your introduction, as well as your whole structure. That is conclusion. Conclusion is also important as like abstract. You can conclude with what is, again, I said no, in the abstract also you can write about novel, objective and all things. You can conclude these things also in the conclusion part. And if you are having, if you have done something like 1, 2, 3, 4 experimentation, you can conclude each experimentation individually in conclusion. This one, like Satish is a one experiment. He has done something means we have to conclude in the conclusion also. Sanjay is something, you can conclude something with the conclusion part. And okay, then this is also most important, acknowledgement. Suppose if you are received some research grant for your research work or project from some university or from government agencies, you should acknowledge them. Otherwise, if you get some support from your department or somewhere, you can acknowledge them also. Suppose if you are getting some support from your students, but not to put them in as authors, you can mention their names in acknowledgement. That also possible. Then it's all based on your projects and research things. Sometimes university will also give the acknowledgement. This is the particular acknowledgement you have to put in your paper like that. References, okay, I will not go through. The importance of journal guidelines. I said in the starting itself, we have to read guidelines of authors from journal before writing or before submitting your paper. If your paper is not formatting as like journal guidelines, definitely they will reject at the desk level. So first, before submission, please kindly go through the guidelines for authors in a journal. Reference management. The writing process. Yeah, I can move some. Professor, time? Can I? Okay. Oh, 50. Okay, still I am having. Okay, fine. Now, I hope you all get some idea about how to write a paper and the structure of paper and the related to how to submit the paper. Those things you get some idea, I hope. Now, how to choose a right journal for your research work. That's also important, right? One thing, manually we can choose. Like, if you are doing some research, you will refer some papers, no? Of course, we can choose manually like the previous work where it has published, in which journal it has published. We can try in same journal. That is manually we can search. Otherwise, in all journals, all publishers having search engine for searching the right journal for your research work. How to search? Just I'm in the slides. I like put even elsewhere how to find elsewhere journals, how to find Springer journals, how to find village journals, how to find Thailand and Francis journals. In all these links are all in search engines. Common things are like you can paste your title or you can paste your abstract. The journals will suggest some journals which are related to your topic. Like, suppose my work is on some topic like electrical power and energy power. Based on that, I will write some abstract, right? If you paste in that content, in that links or search engine, you will get 4 or 5 related journals. In that 4 or 5 also, you can choose which is best for your research topic or which is suitable for your scientific paper. Submission of manuscript. Now I'm moving to submission part. From now your paper is ready, right? Your paper is ready. Then now we have to go for submission. And also we search the right journal for our paper from search engines like from elsewhere or Springer or from Ville or Thailand Francis. Now we move to, we are already submitted. Okay, consider we are already submitted. Professor, can I teach like how to prepare cover letter, manuscript, those things also? Yeah? Okay. Before, okay.
ก็คือตอนนี้เดี๋ยวซันเจเขาจะโชว์ว่าตัวอย่างของ cover letter แล้วก็พวก graphical abstract นี่เป็นยังไงนะคะ ท่านไหนพอจะรู้จัก graphical abstract หรือเคยเตรียมบ้างไหมคะตอน submit โอเค แล้วก็ cover letter ค่ะ cover letter to editor ค่ะ ท่านไหนทราบไหมคะว่าคืออะไรเอ่ย ท่านไหนเคยเตรียม cover letter บ้างไหมคะ โอเค ค่ะ ก็
Okay, for this I will take an help from my colleague Dr. Satish. Okay. Before submission, in all journals, irrespective of any kind of journals or irrespective of subject, they need cover letter. First thing, paper they need, then cover letter, and then highlights, graphical abstract, of course, credit statement, and declaration statement also. Okay, this is my cover letter, my own cover letter. We have to write a cover letter to editor-in-chief because he is the boss of the journal. So first we have to write his name. It will catch easily. If you are not write their names, they will think, oh, this guy has not known my name like that. So if you write their name, something. Suppose if you want to write ACP, you can write editor-in-chief name as well as associate editors' names also. Okay, here specifically I written cover letter to editor-in-chief. Who is the editor-in-chief? Hal French is the editor-in-chief. Why I written respected professor? Because he is a professor. I'm a very small person. He's a very big person, right? So I don't want to write as a dear. So that is also very important. If you write such kind of words in cover letters, oh, this guy is giving more respecting to me like that. So, respected Professor Dr. Hal French, Editor-in-Chief, with journal, Cellulose Journal, Sprint Journal. And from where? From you. I written my name, Dr. M.R. Sanjay, and my qualifications, and my designation, Senior Research Scientist something, and my department, and my lab, university address. Everything I written in my in the content from. Then the next thing, I wish to submit the manuscript entitled, this is the title of the manuscript, for consideration by Cellulose Journal. Another thing, I written even title as well as highlights. Because before seeing my paper, he can think about my paper by seeing cover letter. I have given like 4 important highlights. Then he can decide, oh, this work is related to this one like that. Then, and also I have given importance and summary of manuscript. In importance and summary of manuscript, you can write about aim, novelty, objective, knowledge gap, significance, and what kind of methods you have used, and what is the new, anything you can write in the importance and significance. That thing can catch the editor-in-chief. Suppose if you are success in these things, you have a high chance to get a paper to next step. And the authors of this manuscript confirm that this work has not been published elsewhere, and also it has not been submitted simultaneously for publication elsewhere. Please address all correspondence concern this manuscript to corresponding author to, like my email address. Why I written? I should make it clear, no conflict of interest on my paper. Like, I have not published this paper or not published this content in anywhere, and even I have not submitted simultaneously in other journals also.
Just to add up quickly, I heard this question for my friend lecturer in KNU TND many times, that can we submit one manuscript to many journals at the same time? Because our student really hurry to graduate. I say definitely no, and if you caught up, you will be back up. Yeah. So.
Yes. Sometimes, if you submit paper in 2 journals, they are having the database. They can identify easily. Even if the paper get rejection from the other journals also, they can identify. This paper already rejected from this journal like that. If you are submitted simultaneously to 2-3 journals, then they will catch. Sometimes they will ban you from that journals also. So we have to very careful in that way also. Okay, next cover letter, next one. And this is the second type of cover letter. I come next, low, okay. Like I have not written editor-in-chief name. You can see, go up. Yes, okay. Down, okay. See, I have not written editor-in-chief name in this cover letter. The reason behind this, in this journal, I know well, 3 editor-in-chiefs are there, and associate editors are there, managing editors also there. We don't know our paper will move to which person. In such time, we should not specify any names. Suppose, if you write for the A, it moved to B, then definitely they will reject sometimes. Not all times, sometimes. Okay, and also I have mentioned my name, and also I return specifically author of most cited article. Because I am having a most cited article in the journal, that's why I specifically written this one. Because it can catch easily the for editor-in-chiefs, or who are taking this paper, they can easily identify about me. Oh, this guy already published in our journal and it has cited many times. Of course, he is having this credibility and is having high quality papers. Make sure like he can send to the next round. The publishing first paper is difficult, but after that, it's not difficult. Okay. Next. Okay. In this paper, I also mentioned we have taken copyrights permission for figures adapted from other sources. In the previous cover letter, that is for research work, I have not taken any figures from any other journals, or even tables or anything. But in this paper, or in this research work, I have adapted few figures from other papers. If you are if you want to adapt some figures or tables or content from other journals or other papers, you should take copyrights. If you are not taking copyrights, it will move for the retraction. And you have to cite proper in the proper way. That also very important. So I clearly mentioned to editor-in-chief, I have already taken copyrights for adapted figures, and also I mentioned highlights, and same thing like previous. The difference with previous letter is, I have mentioned I am author of most cited article, as well as I have taken the copyrights for adapted figures. Otherwise, the figures from other sources. Next. Yeah, credit to the credit author. Yeah. This is also very important. Credit authorship contribution statement. Suppose Satish is a first author. Professor Malinee madam is a second author. I am the third author. You can consider like this. I hope most of the time first author will do all kind of things like conceptualization, visualization, methodology, investigation, writing original draft, writing, review and editing, such things. Most of the times first author will do it. And others, co-authors and even corresponding authors, most of the times corresponding author or co-authors are the supervisors of the first author or co-workers of the first author, like the things. So we can make sure about contribution statement, like the first author, what he contributed to the paper, second author, what she has contributed to the paper, what third author has contributed to that paper. Make sure like this. If I am writing full paper, you can make it like I write full paper. Most of the times, it's a contribution from whole author, like author as well as from co-authors. So we have to distribute the credits. Okay, next. And declarations of interest. Suppose if you don't have conflicts of interest, you can declare like the author declare that they have no non-competing financial interest or personal that could have appeared to influence the work reported this paper.
Just to share that this is a form of Elsevier
Elsevier,
journal. So if you plan to submit most of the journal in Elsevier, you have to fill this form and upload during your submission.
Yes. Suppose I am an associate editor of Alien Journal. I am having a declaration of interest because I am an associate editor. Then I should choose second one. The author declare the following financial interest, personal relationship, which may be considered as a potential competing interest, like this author, Dr. Sanjay M.R., is an associate editor of this journal. It's a competing interest because I'm an associate editor and I'm having a relationship with that journal. I cannot claim like first one. If I don't have any relationship or no financial interest with the journal means I can claim the first one. Okay, this is graphical abstract. I said no. Instead of words, we can present abstract in a figure wise, like a graphical abstract, which can attract readers, which can attract researchers, as well as scientists, academicians, most of them. More than words, your graphical should be attract more people. Next. Highlights, I already discussed, no? Highlights, we can make 3-4 points or 4-5 points. Main things, important highlights of your work or about your research work. Okay. See, title. This is the title, authors, author affiliation. That is a structure of paper. I'm telling about structure of paper. Title, below, after title, next is author's names, designation, and who is the corresponding author, like star, we can represent by star. Next. Abstract, keywords, highlights, keywords. Keywords also very important. Suppose, if you are working on electrical power and energy engineering, you have to decide some keywords. Like, electrical is the one keyword, power is the next keyword, energy is the next keyword, energy engineering is the keywords. And that keyword should be reflects more times in your paper. That's also very important. If you present composite, it should reflect more times in your paper. And introduction. Yes, methods and materials and method. Next. Okay. And for reference also, making reference also, we have many softwares now. Mandla is there, many, EndNote is there, many things we can use for making reference section. Next, I'll close this one. Okay, slides. I will move to slides now. Okay. Now, all things which are needed for submission, it's with you, right? Cover letter and highlights, graphical abstract, manuscript, declaration, everything it's with you. Also, you have submitted paper to the journal. Can I teach how to submit a paper, Professor? Need to teach how to submit a paper? Time is, I am. Okay, no, okay. Now, your paper has submitted to the journal. Okay, how you should choose right journal and go to the journal, and if you don't have the registration or if you don't have the account, you should register first, and then you can submit the paper according to the guidelines of authors from the journal. This is the thing, okay? After submission, what happens after you have submitted your manuscript to the journal? Then I will move to the process of submission. Suppose I am submitted the paper. Then I'm the author, okay, I'm the author. Now I've submitted the paper. Then Professor Malinee is the editor. She will assess complete paper first. And she will screen the paper, whether it is suitable or not. Otherwise, she will move that paper to software, turn it in, yes, turn it in, to plagiarism, to check the plagiarism, similarity of your paper, whether it is having similar content with others or not, like that. Some acceptable level also there, like 15% you can write from others also. But if you want to adapt the figures and tables, then you should take the copyrights. That's the thing. Then, if Professor Malinee ma'am is good, if your paper is good, then she will send that paper to reviewers. Suppose like me, most of the times I will reject the paper. Okay. So, if it is like that, it will reject. Suppose if paper is good, assessed by editor, then they will invite reviewers for your paper. The reviewers are the expert for related to your topic from various universities or various different industries also, or from different countries. They will invite which are related to your topic. They will invite. After that, reviewer can accept or decline the invitation which is from the journal. That's there. If I'm the reviewer for this much journal. Once I received from the invitation from editor, I can accept or even decline based on your interest. Suppose sometimes we will get the papers which are not related to our topic. In that time we have to decline. If it is related to our subject and suppose the title or abstract is interest, then they will accept for the review. Most of the times we need minimum 2 to 3 reviewer comments for each paper. Okay, that is the review process. Some after reviewing, they will send to editors feedback about your paper to editors. Sometimes they will give major correction. Sometimes they will give minor correction. Sometimes they will reject. Journals having own policies. Like suppose out of 3, if one is rejected, other 2 are giving major revisions, they can send to the authors to answer the questions like that. Suppose if 2 are rejected, means we can reject directly. No need to go for next round. Suppose your paper is good, all are giving good comments, means it's good for you. That's the process, okay? Once reviewer giving the comments, the editor will send that comments to the authors. Authors should address those questions and again resubmit to the journals. Once after submitting your resubmission paper, again editor will invite same reviewers, the previous reviewers of your paper, to re-review the paper. Once after this process, then reviewer will comment on your paper whether the author has addressed his comments or her comments by the authors. If they are not happy or if they are not answered well, then they will reject. The answering to the reviewer comments also is a very important. It's a very, and having some technique also to answer the reviewer questions. You can open revised paper.
I want you to share the response to reviewer letter too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is good.
No, the cover letter. Yes, I will show. Yes. This is the cover letter. Okay. Same thing. I did not change anything. Only in the content. In the previous letter, I wish to submit the paper. It's a fresh paper. But now it's a revised paper. No. So I want to mention. I wish to submit the revised manuscript. And we have to clearly mention the manuscript ID when you are writing your cover letter. That's very most important. Most of the times, authors will not write the ID number. Then it's very difficult for the editors also. Then sometimes they will send to us, like rewrite your cover letter along with the manuscript ID like that. Then I wish to thank editor as well as reviewers in my cover letter itself. So I done it and make it as a eyelet. Okay, this is a cover letter. There is no need of again eyelets. There is no need of significance, importance in the revised process. It's a revised cover letter at the time of resubmission. or at the time of submitting your revision. That time no need to write anything. This thing is enough. Wish to submit revised manuscript along with the title. Sometimes the reviewer or editor will ask to change the title also. They will suggest some titles from them itself. In that time, you have to mention the previous title as well as new title in the cover letter. Because the editors or editor-in-chief should not get the confusion from your cover letter. Suppose you have changed in the manuscript like this title has changed like that, but if you are not changed the cover letter, you will get some confusion. So, you have to write very clearly in the cover letter. Next, Satish. Okay. Response letter. This is a response letter, okay. For this paper, I forget actually how many reviewers just check.
Response letter, respond to reviewer letter นี่คือเป็นเนื้อหาที่พอ reviewer เขาคอมเมนต์เรามาค่ะเราก็จะต้องตอบเขาทีละประเด็น
like okay go first
แล้วก็ต้องระบุว่าเราแก้เนื้อหาตรงบรรทัดไหนแก้แล้วไปอยู่บรรทัดไหนนะคะพร้อมกับไฮไลท์คัลเลอร์ด้วยค่ะ
Okay, this is a response letter. This is very important because before your paper, the reviewer will see these things. Even editor or editor-in-chief will see these things first. So, what I written, they are all reviewers and editors of manuscript. That's a manuscript ID number. And I have mentioned the title. And also, I said some thanks to reviewers and editors along with what I done, the changes also I have written. And in this paper, 3 reviewers are there. In this paper, for this paper, 3 reviewers are there. So what I done is, I have answered each reviewer question in different color, in different text color. For reviewer 1, I have used red color, and reviewer 2, you can use yellow color. For reviewer 3, you can use another color. That also very easy because as suppose if I am a reviewer 1, I am not interested in the second reviewer's questions. Why I should like look over these things? I can go with my own comments, then I can see only my comments. Like this is a red color. In the paper also, these changes in the same color. If I use red color here in the response letter, I will use same color for changing the text in manuscript. Go to next reviewer. The red color, blue, next. Some are like next, like different colors. I have used different colors. And editor comments, I have addressed in the green color. Okay. Next, the revised manuscript. So and the way of answering question, it depends on you. I cannot tell like you can use like this. I cannot tell, but it's all depends on you. You can answer the question in your own ways. And based on the topic and based on the questions from the reviewers. Next. Okay. Come down, full. Come. See. You can see the changes here. This is red color, no? This comments from reviewer 1. In response letter also, I addressed the questions by answering in red color. Here also text has changed in the red color. Okay, that's a reviewer. 2 questions. Address here. Next. And the green color, the questions are from editors. Okay. And these things will not teach anyone. This is like a own techniques. It's like an own engineering. Okay. Next. Okay, close this one. Open the PPT. Enough. Okay. I said no. This is the review process. Now we have submitted the revised paper to the journal. Then again, editor will send to reviewers, previous reviewers. Based on the reviewers, the editor will take the decision as rejection or acceptance. Sometimes editor will take the decision like acceptance with principle or acceptance with some minor correction. Like that also you will get. Okay. Initial screening these things. Okay, next. Peer review, purpose of the review. Okay. Usually, the review process will take 1 to 6 months. Sometimes it all depends on the reviewers. You will get in within 15 days also, 1 month also, 1 year also, 2 years also. I received a comment for one paper after 2.5 years. I forget that paper itself. And after 2.5 years, I received a comment. It's because of COVID time. And this is the process, just by figure I show. Okay, next week, go to next. Okay, now Professor Malinee has given the decision as a rejection for your paper. This is the letter or email letter from the journal. If suppose the editor has rejected your paper or editor-in-chief has rejected your paper. This is a bad luck. Okay, if you get this one initially, it's a bad luck, but all success all depends on your failures. Failure. Definitely one day you will be a successful person. Next. Okay, rejection, I have taken from Google only. Most of the time, the editors has rejected papers based on these contents, like experimental related issues, lack of contribution to new knowledge, poor English, poor result interpretation. These things has make editor to reject your paper. I said no initially, even if your research is good, you are not able to write in a good English or not write to in a proper way means definitely that is also not useful. It will get rejection. Okay, next. Yeah.
One point, the list for rejection for me is when I scroll down the result and discussion part, and that manuscript has no any reference, I reject. I did not even read. I take 5 seconds to scroll down and reject if I did not see any reference.
Yes, that's good. So that's why we all should be careful about formatting paper, guidelines of the authors, and also about English quality and credibility of the research work. Next. Okay. Suppose the reviewer has given the feedback positively about your paper, then you will receive this kind of letters. Maybe varies, like journal to journal it will vary the letters, but usually it's like that. Like decision from the journal, from the editor, it's like revision and resubmission. Which means your paper having a quality but not acceptable in the present manner or present forum. So we have to answer the reviewer question as well as if the questions from the editor also, suppose, then we can answer those questions also. Okay, once after answering this question, again you have to resubmit the paper. Sometimes you are not able to answer the questions within the time period. Definitely they will give some time period. Sometimes 1 month they will give, suppose 2 months, 3 months. If you are not able to submit the paper in the right time, then first way you have to write a letter to editor-in-chief. I'm working on this, but I need this much of time. Kindly extend the paper or submission to this days. Like that also you can request to editors. But some journals having policy, they will not extend any time. Then you can withdraw the paper, again you can submit, resubmit along with the revisions or along with the reviewer comments. They will consider as a previously submitted paper but not rejected, but we have given the comments but he has not answered in the right time. Like that they will give. Next.
Sanjay, I have a short suggestion.
Yes.
Maybe I will talk in Thai because they can understand it. คือเวลาหลายๆอันนี้ด้วยจากประสบการณ์เป็นอีดิเตอร์นะคะคือหลายๆท่านที่เป็นอาจารย์อาจจะไม่ได้สับมิทเปเปอร์บ่อยๆหรือแม้แต่นักศึกษาเองอันนี้อยากจะฝากอาจารย์ไปแชร์นักศึกษาด้วยว่าเวลาได้รับ ให้ revise paper มาค่ะให้พยายามresubmit ไปในตัว channel เดิมอย่า submit เป็น article ใหม่ เพราะว่าหลายๆครั้งที่พบเลยนะคะคือพอแก้เสร็จแทนที่จะ submit เข้ามาที่ช่องเดิมเป็นหมายเลข ID เดิมเนี่ยปรากฏว่าพอเปลี่ยนเนี่ยบางทีบาง journal อะค่ะอย่างที่ซันเจบอกคือเขาจะมี editor กับเจ้าหน้าที่หลายๆคนเนาะซึ่งพออาจารย์เกิดเป็น article number อันใหม่ปุ๊บอะบางทีอาจจะเผลอโดนเอาไปรีวิวใหม่ตั้งแต่ต้นเลยนะคะแทนที่จะได้แค่เอามาแก้เฉยๆอันนี้ก็คือเป็นประเด็นที่พบบ่อยเหมือนกันค่ะ
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Professor. See this slide. When I am receiving this email, I'm very happy because it's accepted. Usually, we'll get the acceptance like this manner. After sometimes you will get acceptance after first revision. If suppose again reviewers are asking questions means second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. The revisions are not single time. Sometimes second, third, fourth, fifth. Even sometimes you will get the rejection after fifth time. That also possible in some journals. They will reject after fifth revision, sixth revision also they will reject. But you will get some idea and as well as experience. And definitely if you answered all these questions from the reviewers in your paper or revised that paper in as per the editors and reviewer comments, definitely the quality of your paper will be improved. Next. Sorry. I said no. Acceptance with some conditions or acceptance with some principle, which means your paper is accepted already, but some changes they need, which means some technical errors or grammar errors, something in this paper, in your paper like that, the editor has sent to the mail with the acceptance. In this paper, see, the figure number 5 has no peak. That's why the reviewers are accepted, but editor has identified this issue in that paper and he informed us to revise this paper for full acceptance. This is called marginal acceptance. Your paper are accepted but not published. If you get acceptance, that means final. Okay. In this paper, acceptance with condition means we have to address this problem, which is mentioned by the editor-in-chief. And revising a paper, revise and submit promptly. I don't want to go, I said already these things. Okay, everything over. Now, we are in the end, success. Only success is not possible in the beginning. Failure are more sometimes. The most important way to emerge yourself as a rising star, as a researcher, okay, is by successfully publishing paper in Scopus Index as well as SCI and make people believe in you. I said no in beginning itself. You will get the credibility, professional development, professional recognition, awards, honors, incentives. That is also a part of success. Your research, your potential, your future career. Okay, thanks to all of you and AD. If you have questions, please ask now itself. If you hesitate to ask questions, just write a question in a paper and give to me. I can answer. Anything is possible. And if you would like to ask any help or any question, you can mail to me also. Okay. And thank you for this opportunity. Yes.
ท่านไหนมี
Any questions?
คำถามไหมคะ
Even Thai also they can ask to you and I can answer to you.
ถามภาษาไทยได้นะคะ ถ้าอาจารย์อาจจะนึกคำถามได้ทีหลังก็อาจจะติดต่อมาทางซันเจหรือว่าติดมาต่อมาทางกองส่งเสริมก็ได้นะคะ
If you are not asking means, it means you are not understanding. Then 2 hours I wasted then. I need at least 10 questions. I think I can count already, it's about 40 members. Then at least I need for 10 questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone. Okay.